I'm with Franco Rossi. Franco is the president of Aquafil USA. We're in Cartersville, Georgia. Franco, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Busy, but fine, thank you. I mean, we are engaged in a number of nice projects, so it's a good way to be busy.
Well, every time I talk to you, it seems like you add something here, you have new projects, and there's several here since we talked last. I'm not even sure where to start. There's so much things that you're doing. I guess new processes, new operations, processing post-consumer carpet is one of the things that you're doing in another building here.
Actually, it's in this building.
Oh, is it?
There are so many things that we have done probably since the last time we talked. I would start to say that we have been till last year pretty much an operation all under one roof. This was one of the things that we were used to tell our customer and our friends that, a good thing about Aquafil in U.S. was that we were all under one roof. Now we could not keep that model anymore because we were outgrowing the capabilities and the size of the building where we are in today. So now we are operating two facilities. They're both in Cartersville, but one is 7 miles apart, maybe 10 minutes driving distance. So what we have done, we have moved all our what we call reprocessing equipment, twisting, heat set, and air entanglement to this call it new facility, or for us, newly acquired facility. To make space in this facility, which is the One Aquafil Drive facility, the original one, the one that we built in 2006, to make space, to make room for some additional fiber extrusion capacity. So we added what we call a third tower. Pretty much we had the first and the second, and now we have added a third tower. And we also added some, call it new technology, or new process inside this facility, which is post-consumer carpet recycling. As you know, we have an operation in Slovenia where we depolymerize used nylon materials, especially fish nets and carpet-based or carpet-derivated material. And so the fish net supply chain has been growing, and we had been able to engineer the entire process of collecting fish nets and then clean them and process in a satisfactory way. We are not fully satisfied with the way we manage our carpet supply or carpet material supply to this depoly plant. And this is why we decided we want to step in.
And do it yourself.
And do it ourselves, because we felt at one point that the industry which exists in the U.S. Of collecting carpet and sorting carpet and separating nylon from other material was not going the same direction we wanted them to go. First, I mean, the economics of doing this is not great, so we have seen a lot of companies going out of business. And then even the company which stayed in business, they had different priorities and different targets which would not coincide with our targets. In other words, and maybe in a more simple way, there is definitely an engineering plastic possible output for all carpet, and that is a less demanding material compared to the material that we need to feed our depoly plant. So the collecting and recycling industry of carpet in the U.S. Tend to go and satisfy that kind of customer because the volume is larger and the specifications are easier to achieve.
I see.
But we needed something fairly particular, so we decided that the only way to do it was to do it ourselves.
Now, you contract collectors to bring the material to you?
We buy, yeah, in good substance, we buy carpet, which already been sorted. So we only buy nylon 6 carpet.
Okay.
You know, that's the whole depoly process work only on nylon 6. I mean, you know, it's not good for any other polymer. So what we want carpet 6, nylon 6 carpet. And so that is something that we have contracted with a couple of vendors. And so we buy this sorted carpet. What we do here, we process it in the sense that we shear the pile away. I mean, we take a very deep shear of the carpet and we collect the nylon part, which is then shipped to Slovenia to feed the operation. It's a fairly recent, actually it is very recent as far as the startup of the operation. We started up a few weeks ago, so we've been working for a few months, but now the startup only happened last week.
Okay.
So it's functioning pretty good. I mean, as far as we can see, as far as we can tell, at this point, I mean, we're happy with what we see.
And Aquafil has been doing this process in Slovenia.
Oh, the depoly process, what we call Econil, is now, I would say, 3 years old. So we've been doing this for 3 years, and we have to pretty much invent the old technology, the old process, because nobody did it before, not the way we wanted to do it. And we have made significant progress in the way we go from trash, I mean, from wasted and end-of-life products back into a light virgin polymer and then yarn. So we're now, I think the last number I have seen that we are processing close to 45 million pounds of, we're manufacturing close to 45 million pounds of light virgin caprolactam on an annual basis. And of course the input is more than that, but you know, the final output is 45 millions. So, and it's still growing. That product is still made of at least 50% post-consumer material, and the rest is still recycled material, but it's post-industrial.
Now, did you collect any product from mills, or do they use that themselves?
No, we don't collect. Here we don't collect anything which is post-industrial. I mean, we decided that our mission, Aquafil USA mission in this larger project, is to be the collector and the processor of post-consumer carpet. That's our mission. Now, this is a first step to start at least taking the good part of the carpet and separate the nylon from the non-nylon. We think that we need to also implement some technology in order to make a better use of what they call the carcass of the nylon, of the carpet. So once you shear the pile away, of course you are left with the backing, and which still contain a large amount of nylon which is entrapped into the backing.
In the fiber itself.
And the fiber is entrapped with the backing.
Yeah.
So our next challenge is how to separate that entrapped nylon from the carcass in order to make good and positive use of that material too, which today pretty much is being disposed of. We're now at first step. I mean, we're working now on technology to go to the second step.
And so there is no technology available at this point?
Not really. I mean, not really. People have been trying to use it. I think they've been partially successful to generate some sort of material which is probably usable for injection molding application, for low-grade injection molding, but it's not good for our application. I mean, what we found out, the more we learn about the depolymerization technology, is that we felt that our system could digest even kind of imperfect material or not so pure. but the more we discovered, the more we realized that, you know, the system is is fairly delicate, and so they like to eat. It likes to eat good food. I mean, it does not like contaminated food. So we need to make sure that before we feed it, we make it to a level where there's really very few contaminants.
Okay.
So all our efforts now is toward how to get to the depoly with good, almost pure nylon instead of just, because I think we have already done all the improvement we could in the depoly process itself.
Okay. So you shear the product.
Yes, we do.
And what do you do between the time it's sheared and the time you send it to Slovenia? Is there another process?
No, there's no other process. We just, you know, accumulate it and until we have a full container load, and then it's baled. The material travel in a bales, you know, a plastic wrap bale.
Okay.
So we just make enough to fill up a full container, and then we ship it over. And then, you know, we have somebody which is at no charge collecting the carcasses, so we can kind of dispose. I don't think they dispose. I mean, they post-treat the carcasses for some, as I say, lower grade material that they try to achieve.
Would you say in general Europe is more advanced in the recycling in this area?
Not really, not really. I think that if you talk about the general culture in Europe, yes. I mean, I would say there is a culture which has been there for many years about recycling and reusing. So definitely if you talk about domestic trash, you know, sorting, separation, separate collection, and it's been there for many years. So now most of the developed or the most advanced countries there, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, they all are collecting and separating a large amount of separated material, which is the first step then to be able to collect. But that's at the household level. If you talk about carpet, I mean, no, there is no carpet recycling in Europe, or it's insignificant if there is any. Like there is an industry here, or there is a system here in the States to collect carpet and try to make some good use of carpet. There is none in Europe. One of the main reasons that I may find about it, of course, the concentration of carpet is not as large as is here, it's not as strong, it's not as obvious as here. And the second is that the nylon content or the fiber content of a typical average carpet is way less in Europe than it is over here. So, you know, the effort to collect, use a carpet is the same, but the residual value that you find when you collect the 1 square yard of carpet in the States is much more than if you do the same in Europe. It's like 3 times as much nylon. So, I mean, you know, the economics of collecting carpet in Europe are even harder than they are in the US, just because you don't find valuable product on the floor.